Are you worried about the high import bill on food? Does Nigeria have the potential to produce enough food for her citizens? The deployment of agricultural biotechnology has the potential to tackle the challenge of poor yield, pest infestation, disease attack, drought, and other environmental challenges. Biotechnology in Focus is a program designed to enlighten you on the benefits of application of modern science in agriculture as against the misleading information against the technology. Join Ifeanyi Ugoke as he engages seasoned experts, scientists, and other relevant stakeholders on agricultural biotechnology on Thursdays, 10:05 a.m. on Vision FM 92.1 Abuja. Agricultural biotechnology, a sure way to food security in Nigeria.
The land is green, it's green, oh, oh.
Welcome to this week's edition of the program, Agricultural Biotechnology in Focus, on Vision 92.1 FM, Abuja. My name is Ifeanyi Ugoke. Agricultural Biotechnology in Focus is a program designed to educate you on agricultural biotechnology and benefits Nigeria stands to derive from embracing the technology. On this edition of the program, our topic of discussion is how strategic is BT cotton to the revival of moribund textile industries and job creation in Nigeria. To do justice to the topic, I will interact with two resource persons, Ibrahim Igomu, former National Chairman of Textile Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, and Professor Alex Akpa, the Acting Director General of National Biotechnology Development Agency, NABDA. I will engage Ibrahim first, and after the break, Professor Akpa takes the stage. Ibrahim, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
What major factors accounted for the folding up of textile industries, which was a major employer of labor in Nigeria?
Cotton is the critical raw material in the textile industry. Basically the apparel that we wear is made with cotton. Of course, these days, in the modern times, there are synthetic materials also, like polyester, viscose, and nylon. But cotton remains the major raw materials. In the past, we used to have sufficient cotton domestically. That is ginned, they spin, and they weave into textile fabrics. But these days, we discover that the farmers are no longer interested in farming enough cotton. What are the reasons? You have issues of high yield seeds. It is absent from the cotton industry. We need Nigeria to step in and provide genetically enhanced seeds of cotton. There's issues of the variety of cotton being farmed. There are cottons that are of high variety. There's a need for government, through the use of extension workers, ensure that the cottons that we farm in Nigeria are of the best varieties. And government must also encourage commercial farming of cotton. What obtains now is subsistence farming, peasant farmers using old farming techniques. Government should make land available, make the necessary funding available. Then modern equipment like tractors, harvesters, and clear lands for these farmers. It's only when you farm cotton commercially that it becomes viable and profitable. Yeah.
You mentioned that one of the reasons why farmers are no longer interested in farming cotton is the poor yield.
Yes.
And you called on government to adopt modern technology.
Genetically modified cotton seeds.
Cotton seeds.
Yes.
What benefit will this be to farmers and to the country at large?
When you look at the yield of the current seeds we are using per hectare, the yield per hectare with the current seeds is about 40% return. But with the genetically enhanced seeds, which are resistant to common diseases that affect the cotton crop, you can get as high as 80 to 90% yield per hectare. And these genetically enhanced seeds do not need to be over pampered. They are not easily affected by lack of rain and other things that affect the normal cotton seeds, because they have been genetically enhanced and the yield is always better. So that is why there is a need to make these seeds widely available. Then we have issues of minimum price. These are the areas that were addressed by the marketing boards in those days. When you have the cotton board, you have the groundnut board. Government used those boards. Any year there is a glut, the board steps in and buys up the excess harvest, and they are stored so that the farmers do not lose and the farmers are not discouraged or the farmers are not taken advantage of by dubious middlemen. And the farmer who depends on cotton to feed his family is left in the cold. So there is a need for government to reintroduce an agency that will ensure that the farmer at every harvest, every year, gets a minimum price for his cotton harvest.
We take a short break, and when we return, Professor Akpa takes his turn.
Are you worried about the high import bill on food? Does Nigeria have the potential to produce enough food for her citizens?
This technology has come to offer major solutions to agricultural productivity in Nigeria.
Riding on the low level of awareness and understanding of modern biotechnology among Nigerians, the anti-GMO activists have turned an otherwise scientific and technical issues into moral, cultural, and ideological debates.
Rumor is that which spreads very fast. Someone who does not know shouldn't provide information for you.
Join Ifeanyi Ugoke as he engages seasoned experts, scientists, and other relevant stakeholders on agricultural biotechnology on Thursdays, 10:05 a.m. on Vision FM 92.1 Abuja. Agricultural biotechnology, a sure way to food security in Nigeria.
Professor Akpa, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Recently, the National Committee on Naming, Registration and Release of Crop Materials approved the registration of 2 BT cotton varieties. How would you react to this?
Thank you very much. It gives me great pleasure. I'm happy to inform you that the National Committee on Naming, Registration and Release of Crop Materials at its 26th meeting in Ibadan approved the official registration of 2 BT cotton varieties known as MRC 7377 BG11 and MRC 7361 BG11. As was mentioned by the chairman of the committee during the release, the registration of GM cotton is revolutionary to both the agricultural and textile development of Nigeria and can lead to future adoption of GM technology in the country. I regard this development as a milestone considering the state of our textile industry, which hitherto used to be the second highest employer of labor in the country in the 60s and the 70s. The textile industry has been comatose due to the absence of viable raw materials. Hence, Nigeria became dependent on other countries for textiles, leaving over 250 industries under lock and key. But succor has come the way of our farmers and the textile industries following the development of a genetically modified variety of cotton by Meko Nigeria Private Limited in collaboration with the Institute for Agricultural Research, Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria.
What advantages do this BT cotton have over the local varieties?
This new variety that has just been officially registered has the potential of being adopted in all the cotton growing zones of Nigeria with maturity of 150 to 160 days. It is resistant to bollworm complex, high seed cotton yield, early maturity, tolerant to suckling insect pests with a fiber length of between 30 to 30.5 millimeters. This new variety also has a fiber strength of 26.5 to 27 grams per test, that is tenacity, and micronair, that is strength of 3.9 to 4.1. It is highly viable when compared to the local variety. The yield is higher as it gives 4.1 to 4.4 tons per hectare, while the local variety gives 600 to 900 kilograms per hectare. The BG11 has the potential of producing 50 to 100 balls as compared to the 20 produced by the local variety, and it also has the potential to withstand drought. The cotton itself, as we have said, is improved variety. Not only that is it highly improved, but it's also resistant to pests. Once you have the adequate environment, you can produce all year round. There is nothing like a season. as long as what is required is available. It's a perennial. You can produce all year round on a larger scale. But I want you to understand that nothing sells a product than people seeing it work. Once farmers adopt this technology and start using it and see the massive difference from maybe 700 to 900 kilograms to 14 or 15 tons per hectare, the difference is massive. I mean, you can't imagine just a few hundred grams, and then from that you jump to 14, 15 tons per hectare. Imagine that alone will help us sell the product.
What is your take on this registration with regards to the capacity of Nigerian scientists?
With this development, Nigeria has demonstrated that it has the institutional capacity and human resource capability to safely deploy genetic engineering in the agricultural sector. This feat, achieved by this registration, goes to show also that the federal government's investment in our research institutes is not in vain. With encouragement and support from the government, Nigeria has registered its homegrown GM cotton, thus saving our farmers the trouble of contending with the local conventional variety, which is no longer accepted at the international market. You will all recall, ladies and gentlemen, that countries such as Sudan and recently Burkina Faso released such cotton in the past, and it changed the lives of its farmers. Nigeria is not in isolation from other countries in the region or continent at large. And as the giant of Africa, we must take our pride of place as far as technological advancement of the continent is concerned. As we celebrate this breakthrough, I encourage other scientists and institutions engaged in other confined field trials not to relent, as Nigerians are eagerly awaiting the outcome of their research, which ultimately will enhance the quality of food at their tables, as well as increasing the income of our peasant farmers, and of course resuscitating our textile industries. Now we have 31 biodex centers scattered in almost 30 or so states in this country. And the way it's developing, eventually we will have in all the 36 states or the federation, all these are centers where we are now going to become centers of where OFAB we can use to also educate our people, enlighten them, in addition to what we are doing now, because we want to massively educate our people.
What are the measures put in place to enable farmers access these BT cotton seeds?
Thank you very much. As I said, Mako Nigeria Private Limited is a company duly registered here in the country, and they are going to help us drive the process of making sure that it rapidly gets to all our farmers. The company is going to have plans to empower at least up to 1,000 farmers or even more who will locally produce this high yield cotton for the whole country. So it has the capacity to do that, and we have the assurance that they can do that. And of course, with our support and the support of all the researchers and scientists involved in this project, we have no doubt in our mind that in the next few weeks or even months, at most, that it will be widely available to all our farmers. But initially, the company is starting with 1,000 registered farmers who will mass produce this cotton to make sure that our cotton textile industry has adequate access to the product.
There are concerns in some quarters that GM crops are not safe for human and the environment. How safe is BT cotton?
No, there is none at all, and that's exactly that's why it takes time to pass through all the process, including confined field trials, and even the National Biosafety Agency system. It has passed through all that, so that is totally safe for the environment, and there is no such fear whatsoever. I think in our own case, you agree with me that almost all the textile mills have collapsed. Yeah. They've collapsed because there is no cotton. And so we do expect that BT cotton in our country should maybe 100%. We have no choice. And it's very safe. We have said that severally, and we'll keep saying that every day. There's nothing wrong with the technology. Recombinant DNA technology, the same technology is used in the production of vaccines. And if people can use vaccines are given to even tiny children, 1 month old, and it hasn't made them die or grow horns or anything, why will food that you take and passes through your GIT is digested and the waste thrown out? How can that lead to anything? And in this case, as far as we know, no journal of repute anywhere in the world has shown anything deleterious about GM. And luckily for us, we are starting with an industrial product. It's not food. BT cotton is for production of textile. So it's not even something that people consume as such. So we are starting very well. But it is totally safe. We have said that several, and we'll keep saying that. And it's been in use in many, many countries all over the world for over 25, 30 years. And there's been no single negative report. Does it not surprise you how China is able to clothe that huge population and still dump textile all over the whole continent of Africa? Are they magicians? Are they more stronger farmers than our own farmers? It's because of BT cotton. And that is what we're about to adopt now. And very soon we'll start seeing the benefit. The benefit is enormous to our farmers and to our industry, to job creation, wealth creation. Many more of our people will get jobs. All the studies, surveys carried out by experts in that field have shown that most of the industries that's folded, that happened because of inadequate supply of cotton. But we're not saying that is the only reason, like you rightly observed. If we have excess of the cotton, the capacity to export is there. And many countries are waiting, ready to buy, because it's in short supply in many, many countries also. So if the 1,000 farmers we are starting with produce much more than the country needs at this time, the capacity to export is there. So I don't think that will be a problem.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on the program.
Thank you, and God bless Nigeria.
This is where we call it a day on today's edition of the program, Agricultural Biotechnology in Focus, on 92.1 FM Abuja. Keep a date with us next week for another interesting edition. I am Ifeanyi Ugoke.